Hanifa, whose name is Nu'man ibn Thabit, was a tabi'i. He met several Sahaba, including Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Anas was the personal valet to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Hanifa narrates some ahadith from Anas and one or two other Sahaba also. Abu Hanifa's contribution to Islamic jurisprudence and Islamic law is so great and huge that scholars gave him the title of al-Imam al-Azam, the greatest Imam. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of his major contributions to understanding the difference between what is fard and wajib. Abu Hanifa lived at a time when Muslims were debating certain issues in theology and theism, and there was a propensity to call those who did not subscribe to the mainstream orthodox position of Aqidah towards kufr. And Abu Hanifa also debated so many people who were heretics or who did not conform to and with the Aqeedah of the Sahaba, which was known as the orthodoxy or the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah Aqeedah. So despite this, he saw that Muslims should not give anybody the prerogative to call anyone else a kafir and introduce the institution of takfir without any checks and balances. So he thought through this, and he saw that there was a need to differentiate between what is conclusive according to the Quran and Sunnah in terms of its evidence and in terms of its connotation, and what is inconclusive. So he sought a way and a method to differentiate between the two. So he termed that which was conclusive according to Quran, Sunnah, and also the Ijma' of the Sahaba as fard, and he gave the name to other issues and values and practices and tenets that were inconclusive, meaning that although there is enough evidence in the community to say that this is an Islamic opinion, an Islamic verdict, but it is not strong enough to be called a fard. So he called those acts and beliefs, etc., to be wajib. So Abu Hanifa's distinction between what is fard and wajib is perhaps one of the most insightful and the most careful understanding of what Islamic values represent and what Islamic law represents and what Islamic aqeedah, theism and theology represent. This means that, say for example, in Hanafi fiqh we say that offering Salat al-Witr at night or in the morning before at the time of Tahajjud is a necessary act, and the Prophet ﷺ offered this Salat, the Sahaba offered this Salat. Abu Hanifa said that yes, this is true, that we must offer Salat al-Witr. It is something that we all approve of, and we find, as I said, references in the Quran, in the Sunnah and the practice of the Sahaba. However, Abu Hanifa stated that the evidence to saying that Salatul Witr is fard is not there. The evidence is not strong enough to say that it is fard, in the sense that if someone, meaning a Muslim, denied that Salatul Witr was fard, then we could not call that person a kafir. But however, there is enough evidence to say that if someone does not offer Salatul Witr, then that person is a sinner and a fasiq. So he differentiated the two and said Salatul Witr is wajib, meaning that in action it is fard, but in aqeedah it is wajib. So therefore, the ability of another jurist to come and say that yes, we believe in Salatul Witr, but we don't believe that it is necessary the way Abu Hanifa believes in it, then that opened the doors for accommodation within the Muslim Ummah, within the Muslim Millah, so that we would close the doors of takfir and not allow people to condemn others who did not have similar values to what other fuqaha and other jurists would have. So the difference between fard and wajib is that someone who denies a fard is a kafir, and someone who denies a wajib is not a kafir. So Abu Hanifa protected the ummah from becoming self-destructive and opening the doors of takfir, which is an issue that we need to address today very, very critically and also very desperately, because we are facing today a plague of takfiri opinions and takfiri groups, and the takfiri mindset within the ummah is all but destroying the ummah from within. This is one of the greatest contributions of Imam al-Azam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.
He respected the differences of all legitimate scholars intensely. And one of the principles of the methodology of Imam Malik is what is called ri'ayatul khilaf.